Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host Red. Get video today from DestroReborn.
My name's Clementine Ford. I'm an angry feminist and notorious boner killer who fights for women's rights. Ugh.
Boner killer. That sounds dangerous.
I'm so sick of talking about men. Ugh, I have a male baby and it's just all the time, it's feed me, pay me attention to me, engage me. Ugh, so...
That's any baby. That's what babies do. Doesn't matter if it's male or female. You just happen to hate your baby because it's male? Disgusting.
boring. Men. It's always about men. So, are we going to talk about it? Yep, we are.
What I try to say? Lesbian.
In reality, consent's not that difficult to understand. A lot of people talk about consent as if it's this really complicated thing. Oh no, way to ruin the moment. We're gonna have to sign contracts to have sex now. It's a bureaucratic nightmare. In reality, consent is actually super simple.
He explains it, it makes total sense.
So, if you're confused, just ask.
We tried.
Maybe next year we'll come back and try it again?
Next year. I'll come back and I'll try it next year.
6 months later.
Had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely. However, I would love to, if we're going to go to your place on Thursday, I mean, I am looking to have that physical intimacy to see if, like, I am sexually compatible with you.
That would make her happy.
That was like the worst way to ask someone to have sex right there.
A few moments
Emotional,
later.
I just want to
damn.
give my 2 cents on the voice memo guy, the guy who told the girl that he wanted to have sex with her on the second date via voice memo.
You know, one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld
He's wearing the shirt.
was the one where George
The
cracked
baby.
the code on women. A man realizes that every instinct he has is wrong, so he flips it. He does the opposite of what the inner simp whispers, and suddenly,
Correct.
the doors that were locked his whole life.
I've told you guys this. I've gone through that simpy route after my divorce, and after I got into this content, I was like, man, how does this simp stuff work? How does it like not work? And I was super nice to one particular woman. I bought her flowers on the first date. I can easily tell and kind of not the first. It was I bought her flowers on the second date. First date was an interesting interaction, and that date led she led nowhere. Like, I maybe dated her for maybe about a month, but I bought flowers, I did the nice guy stuff, and she ended things immediately, like right afterwards, I mean, and within a month. Where every other person that I've just done the quite opposite that my inner simp wants to do, I've gotten laid, I've gotten what I kind of wanted, I've gotten commitment longer term than I've ever did doing simpy stuff. I did the science. I did the experiment myself. I saw it.
Swing open. He does everything opposite of what women ask for. And for that, they respond with submission. And once again, this is why I preach. To survive in this reality, you must be a villain. Here we have a man who did...
Yes. And this is why when I first saw Destro's channel and, you know, everything, I loved it. Like, you know, being the leader of Cobra is kind of what men need to be, you know? Being G.I. Joe simps, being the good guy, being the hero all the time, yeah, it's getting us nowhere. It's literally getting us worse than nowhere. It's getting us in jail and it's getting us nothing, right? So being a villain, turning into your villain arc, being dark berserkers, hey, almost gets you everything you want. Why be nice?
Did exactly what the sisterhood claims it wants. First date, handled. Upfront about his intentions, checked. Now, honestly, if you think about it, it's literally the opposite of what they call, quote, love bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no breadcrumbing. No disappearing for 3 days to, quote, keep her guessing. And the crown jewel, he asks for consent. By the manual, by the checklist, by every logistical and every panel discussion.
But I'm sure it was a huge ick from all the women.
I mean, this man should be getting the key to the city right now, standing behind Brunson in the Nick Parade. But let us see how it works for the upfront man. Let us see how the sisterhood classifies this, quote, white knight.
Confused? Just ask.
I see a lot of women praising him because they're like, oh, well, he was upfront, like, and honest, and he asked for consent. But I don't see it like that. He said, in order to continue this, I need to see if there's a sexual connection. For one, he didn't even ask her, you know, what her pace is, how quickly she wants to move. And also, consent is like a two-way conversation, and he left a voice memo. So we don't even know, like, how comfortable she even was on the first date, and if he, like, saw any signals to even bring this conversation up.
You see, here's the foolishness. If she wasn't comfortable with him on the first date, why would she invite him over her house for the second date?
Correct.
And yes, consent is a two-way thing, but if the conversation is never opened up, how exactly could he get a confirmation from the woman?
Personally, I don't even think that he was, like, being honest, because he didn't say, I'm just looking for a hookup. He said, in order to know if I like you, we...
You see, the crazy part is, this man never said he just wanted to hook up. Now, if
He
you
didn't.
listen, those words never came out of his mouth. You see, ma'am, that's what your feelings are telling you. Because basically, your whole life, men only saw value in you during sex, I guess. Now hear me out for a second. What if I was to say that I think that the fact that this man is actually focusing on their emotional connection sexually is a pure sign of, quote, dating with intention? I mean,
true.
just think about it for a
I
second.
actually do think it's more dating with intention than I just want to pump and dump.
Why waste weeks talking to a girl? Especially if you're a G.I. Joe simp. A good man trying to find a healthy relationship. If it all crumbles because you're not sexually compatible. In fact, I'll go as far to say, sex in the early stages is essential for a man that's dating with intentions.
I mean, yes, nowadays, since sex is so readily available, you know, again, the whole hookup culture really changed how men and women interact when it comes to dating, right? Before, men wouldn't get sex or access to sex this way. Now men just have it. You kind of really can't not give it to them and expect them to stay.
So let us reward this white knight for doing his due diligence.
would need to hook up, and I almost feel like that puts some sort of peer pressure on the girl to hook up with him, because he's already kind of saying, you know, I have one leg out the door if we're not gonna do this. And
then she can just walk away. There's nothing wrong with walking away. He gave her the option. That was the whole point of the consent question.
So when guys like bring that up, really, like, she went on one date with him, and imagine like seeing him again after like hearing that voice memo, and I feel like she would just kind of like feel uncomfortable after that. Like, things are supposed to move in a natural progression.
Yes, when she says natural progression, that means she gets to deny you multiple times to have sex with her. After 3 to 6 weeks of trying and failing and thousands of dollars on dates, after she has seized all the power dynamic in the relationship, after you have begged and offered your soul to her, then, just then, maybe she might give you some pity pussy. Because good old Chad and Tyrone doesn't have to jump through all these hoops to smash, but you have to pay the asshole tax while getting no ass. This insanity, my friends, is what they believe is a so-called natural progression. Servitude for high body count coochie.
In my opinion, he sent that to try to get what he wanted faster. Yeah, but I don't think after going on one date justifies leaving a voice memo.
Why the fuck is she sitting in a chair in the restroom? Like, it's like, what?
So, like that, and it honestly kind of gives that he sends this to every girl he goes on a date with in hopes that it works. I don't know.
Like, if I'm gonna come over, like, I would be hoping to like hook up, have sex, have a good time, have like that romantic spark and that physical spark there, for my own sake, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone and seeing them if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. So I know you said I don't know about that, so like, I guess my thing is like, what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna like hook up and like cuddle and like be intimate with each other? And if that's what you don't want, that's fine, but like, I think we should just like end it here then, respectfully, just because First date, that's fine. Like, you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that. But like, I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that.
I mean, he's just trying to be a good man.
That's not there or not. So, up to you. Let me know. I'm happy to. If you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to have a good time, and we can have some wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then like I think we should just go our separate ways. Let me know.
The voicemail after the second.
So men lying to try to hook up is the problem. Now men telling you the straightforward that they want to hook up is also the problem. Like, he doesn't even say he wants to hook up, but women just automatically assume.
Date guy reminds me so much of this guy that I went to high school with, because he behaved the same way towards women. No amount of word salad or pathologizing his behavior is going to make the person receiving that message feel any less disrespected. You felt disrespected because he is disrespectful. So don't make it seem like it's an okay thing. Don't give people a pass to mistreat you. That's the kind of manipulative behavior that women and just people in general need to push back on. No, actually, it should be shunned by the entire group for thinking it's okay to speak to someone like that and then gaslight everyone like we're dumb. For the love of God, girls, do not let anyone talk to you like that or treat you like that.
So, if you're confused, just ask.
Stop the cap.
A few moments later.
That second date voice memo guy wanted an unpaid sex worker. That's all it comes down to. He wanted a sex worker, someone to perform a service for him that he didn't want to pay for. Everyone he was making jokes like, oh, he like sounds like a finance bro or like a venture capitalist. Yeah. Yep. He sees her as someone he's in a transaction and a business deal with, but doesn't want to pay her, and it's under the guise of dating. And I think it speaks to a broader problem in modern dating.
The problem is that we don't want to pay for prostitutes? Is this where we're getting at? What's the argument here? Exactly. That men see women as prostitutes, or that women see themselves as prostitutes? The women aren't getting money for the sex that men want, or what?
These days, which is that men a lot of the times just want unpaid sex workers. And all the people.
No, we just want sex. We don't care about the sex worker part. Like, you could be anybody, and we just want sex.
People who are saying, oh, this is what healthy consent looks like. Saying, I'm not coming over unless you do this for me. That's something you can only demand when you're in like a business relationship and paying someone to perform a service for you. That's not.
Women literally ask this all the time from men. They say, yet the hypocrisy is just so great that they can't even fathom it.
Dating, that's not romance.
So what about the woman demanding that she won't come out to meet you unless you, quote, do this for me? Yes, I'm not coming out on a first date unless it's an expensive restaurant. I'm not coming out on a date with you unless my rent is paid, my car bill is taken care of, my nails are done, and my hair is did. Is that not also something that she can only demand if they were in a so-called business relationship? Yeah, of course not. And you know what's funny about women like this? If they were so concerned about men treating them like sex workers, maybe they shouldn't act like one. Let us not forget, these are the same women that made dating and sex transactional, and now they're not liking how it's turning out for them.
Flashback.
We've been talking about these consent apps earlier. Do you feel like these are necessary now, these consent contracts where you both sit down and it is vocalized in the same language so that there's no gray area?
A written contract, I mean, that's a lot. An actual written contract.
Do you think most...
You know why it's a lot? Because it's too much protection for men. They don't want to give us that protection. They want access to be able to fuck us over whenever they want.
Young women in your age group now feel more confident, especially with the apps and the ability to track and to share this with your friends when you're alone with someone. Do you feel more safe? No.
It makes me feel safer.
You're a little bit safer.
So now we have two claims floating around one app. Claim one, Him asking for sex is pressure. Claim 2, if she says no and he decides to walk, that's pressure as well. Now hold on, let's follow that all the way down. A man declining to keep dating a woman because sex isn't on the table gets placed in the same moral bucket as a man forcing himself on her. Sit with that for a second.
That's
Walking
crazy.
away is now filed right next to assault.
You would need to hook up, and I almost feel like that puts some sort of peer pressure on the girl to hook up with him, because he's already kind of saying, you know, I have one leg out the door if we're not gonna do this.
This may be an extremely hot take, but I would have rather gotten that voice note from that guy saying like, hey, just a heads up, I only want to hang out with you again if we're gonna sleep together, over what I've experienced the past year any day of the week. Guy number 1 asked me for, and when I said no, he gave me the silent treatment for the rest of the time we hung out. That was a man who claimed to love me. Guy number 2 was a friend I had for months. He confessed to liking me and he invited me over to his place. I said, I'll go, but promise me like you're not gonna try anything. He looked me dead in the eyes and he said, I promise. 1 hour later, he took my hand without my consent and put it on a part of his body that I didn't want to touch. Guy number 3, we had FaceTimed for months before hanging out, and we finally hung out, and he asked me to sleep with him 6 times. Like, I'm not kidding you, 6 times after I already said no, and then he looked like visibly upset every time I would say no. All of these situations were extremely, extremely uncomfortable. That's not counting all the guys that have complained to me about having blue balls. Literally, if any of these men just would have been honest from the jump, would have sent me a voice memo like that, none of that would have happened. Now my time is wasted, I didn't get what I wanted, your time is wasted because you didn't get what you wanted, and we were both put in an uncomfortable situation where I had to constantly reinforce my boundaries and you had to constantly feel rejected. That's not fun for anyone.
True. But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blasphemy.
You know, it's funny the Chappelle Show made fun of this with the love contract, but now it's just so apparent you kind of need something like that, right? Just have an app on your phone, pull it up. You consent, right? You consent? Just make sure you hit this button, consent, so I can have sex with you without you fucking my life over. Please. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.